Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my January TBR. So basically the books I am hoping to read this month, first month of the year. I am trying to start on the good foot and try to hit my goals this year because I have so many challenges I am participating in. I've already posted the one about my Goodreads reading challenge, trying to read all the winners, all the best books that have been chosen by the public. I do have a few more that are coming, so I will not spoil them in this video. The books will just be mentioned normally, and then I will readjust about, you know, the jars and all that stuff that we'll be doing for the next one. So let's go through the books. I did try to be somewhat reasonable, which never really happens, but you know, I did attempt to not make my life miserable and try to have a reasonable amount of books in here, but what is a reasonable amount on BookTube, really? Last second change, I wanted to add that I'm going to be finishing The Secret Commonwealth by Philip Pullman. I thought I would have time to finish it in 2019, but it was not the case because the holidays, everything was crazy, my schedule uploading. If you haven't seen my end of the year series, I was posting a million videos, but I have like about 100 to 200 pages left. I will finish this like beginning of the month. This is the first book I'm finishing for sure, and I'm so far a little lukewarm about it, to be honest. That's probably why I haven't been like binge reading it, but yeah, it needs to happen like now. The next one I will be listening to because I already have it on my phone from my library, and it is 5 Feet Apart, which was the winner for the YA fiction contemporary section. Not gonna lie, I'm dreading it a little bit just because it's a romantic story, a YA contemporary romance with two sick teenagers, which I feel like has been done so many times that I cringe every single time. But it was the winner. There is a movie which has actually pretty good ratings, so I will be reading it, watching the movie, let you know how it goes, but it's one of those books I'm a little nervous about, but you know, it's there. We shall survive this because the goal is to get out of my comfort zone. Now, the books I'm really excited about. So, I have been dying to continue the series, or actually complete the series, The Toll by Neil Shusterman. It's one of my favorite YA dystopian sci-fi series. This is the last book in this trilogy, and I have been dying to read this for the longest time because last year, when the second book ended, it ended on a ridiculous cliffhanger that I've been dying to finally like figure out what's gonna happen. If you like YA sci-fi, you need to try this one because you're following a main character who becomes a sight, which in this world, death is not a thing anymore, and in order to keep the population under control, they have sight people basically that have to kill people, and a lot of political intrigue and a lot of interesting twists that were happening, especially in the second one. And then this baby is thick. There's over 600 pages, so I need to get to this one for sure this month because I really want to know what's going to happen. Speaking of thick YA sci-fi, I really want to read also the newest one by Brandon Sanderson. I'm going to use the first book in the series because I have yet to receive the other one, so I'm including it in here, and I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to read it, so fingers crossed. But Skyward, the second book, is Starlight, and it came out in November, and I ordered it on Book Depository because I wanted to have this gorgeous, you know, UK edition, and still not here. When will it be here? I don't know. So yeah, as soon as I get it, I will be reading it because I have been wanting to read the rest so bad. But yeah, Brandon Sanderson, one of my favorite author. This is his newest YA sci-fi series, and you're following a group of people, like remnant of humanity, on a new planet that can constantly get attacked by aliens, and you just get a really big chunk of information in the last part of the book, the first book, and I'm just like, I want to know what else is going to happen because this is going to be a 4-book series, so I am waiting for so much more in here, and he's so great at world building and just giving you interesting twists and just things that just fit so well together when everything is pieced back together. And you know it's good when you can't find your words. At this point, it's a running gag, but I really want to read Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett. The second book in that series is coming out next month in February, so I need to actually finally read it. I've been telling myself that for at least a year, but I've been told so many times that this is an amazing adult fantasy series with a magic system I will love, and I have been wanting to read from this author so many books, so many series. I have actually a couple on my shelf, and Emily, 2020 is the year we're you know, getting over those patterns of like not picking up the books I'm supposed to pick up. So this will be one of the books that I absolutely have to read before the next book come out, obviously. So Foundry Side, hopefully. The worst part is that I know for a fact that this is going to be a 5 stars, or, you know, at least 4 stars. So I don't know why I've been pushing it back like this, because I know I'm going to enjoy it. So I was able to get my hands on an arc I have been really wanting to read, and it is 8 Perfect Murders by Pierre Swanson. I've had a complicated relationship with this author. I feel like the first book that I've read by him was my favorite one, and it was The Kind Worth Killing, and I highly recommend that one. So many twists, so intriguing, so messed up. And ever since that, I've had like ups and downs with the rest of his books, but obviously he came out with something new. I will be reading it. So this is an adult mystery thriller, and I don't know anything about it except that because obviously I prefer going into those books as blind as possible. But it's coming out, I believe, in March, so it's coming out very soon, and I'm hoping to try and read it a little bit in advance just to let you know if it's worth picking up or not. So hopefully it's really good, because the last one he came out with was actually pretty good, so I'm very hopeful. I have been dying to read something from this author for the longest time, but I've been kind of pushing it back a little bit just because I know that whenever I start reading books by her, I will want to read everything. And she has so many series, and I believe all, or like most of them, are all part of the same universe. You see the same character growing like from a child to like, you know, much older. And I know that, again, if I start, I will want to do all of it. And it is a lot because I have so many reading challenges, so many books I want to read. So I'm getting over my fear of big series and trying to start. This is The Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb, or Robin Hood as I keep calling her for some reason. I know that the first series is not necessarily everyone's favorite. I believe maybe the characters are not likable, or that I will also cry. I don't know, but I'm ready to finally start reading it. I do have the first trilogy on my shelf, so I can binge read it. I can binge read it if I enjoy it. Hopefully I do. And then I can continue and read more and more from this author, because again, I have been wanting to do that for the longest time, and it is time. So one of the things that I mentioned in my last video is that I will be doing a bunch of reading challenges for myself every month. And the ones that I'm choosing for this month, I'm doing 2. One of them will be kept private, silent, secret, and you're just going to see it whenever it is done. However, there is one that you can know that is coming up, a reading vlog. So I never got around to it last year, but I will be doing the reading vlog for the second book in the Throne of Glass series, which everyone has been dying for me to do after I did the first one, which got kind of heated at time, but everyone kept telling me that it gets so much better. So I am definitely hopeful that it will be something I will enjoy. It is a very, very popular and overhyped, or hyped, I should say, on BookTube fantasy series, and everyone just love it, and I want to love it too. So this is Crown of Midnight. So like I was saying, this is the second book in the Throne of Glass series, and I shall vlog it. I shall read it. It's actually not that thick. It's barely bigger than the first book. It's 400 pages, but like it's written so big, and there's like so many dialogues. So I know I can read this in a couple of days very easily. So I will be doing the reading vlog. We can all rejoice. Damn, woman, that seems way too reasonable. I finally also got my hands on the audiobook of Wanderers, which, if you don't know, I feel like at this point I've said it 10 times, but I got it twice from my library as an audiobook. It's a 32-hour audiobook. It is a post-apocalyptic book, which is one of my favorite genres, or so I used to think. This is literally the longest book I've ever had to listen to for some reason. It is just dragging on, but I am a very, very stubborn person, and I will finish it, so I can actually tell you if it's worth it or not. I did ask, and a lot of you were telling me that it gets better towards the end, so fingers crossed that I do feel the same, because it's going to be my 3rd time having it from the library, and I need it to be done. I know I've listened to about like 75%, 80% of it, so it shouldn't be that long, but dude, finish it already. I have a few other books that I should be able to get my hands on from my library if I have time, like audiobooks and everything, but I think I'm going to stop here just because I did say I wanted to try and start reasonable and not feel too overwhelmed. Definitely thumbs up if you are excited about all of these videos coming up, because again, there's the reading vlog, but there's also a different challenge, because that's another reason I need to give myself some time for that challenge. So we're stopping here. Subscribe, you definitely don't want to miss that out. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out. And definitely stick around, because I will be posting at least 2 videos a week, This is one of my challenges for this year, at least twice a week, sometimes 3 times, and I'm really excited for all the videos coming up your way. So I will be seeing you in my next video. Bye. Emily is so excited for 2020.